Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. I am so excited to be talking to you. Let me just make sure you can actually hear me and see me.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yes, we have volume. Shout out to technology working today. So listen, I need to talk. I need to talk about this. So if you don't know me, my name is Tamara Zantel. I am the CEO and founder of Raising a Mogul, and Raising a Mogul is the #1 parent manager platform on the planet. We work with parents looking to become parent managers, giving them the confidence, the knowledge, and the tools that they need on a daily, weekly, monthly, however they need it, to actually help them raise a mogul. And what does that look like? What is raising a mogul? It's all about helping your young mogul build a brand, a business, come out the gate swinging, making sure that they are competitive and they are doing it and doing it right. And also, building your family legacy. I helped my daughter Zandra build her brand. We started when she was just 9 years old. Forgive me for not looking at you. I'm just trying to share this out. And if you are watching, come on in the room and say hey to me. Say hi. Let me know you're watching. Don't no today's no stalker Saturday. Okay, we're not doing that. We just be nice. Say hey. So I know you're watching me. I'm actually live on my desktops, my laptop. So there's a little bit of a delay, so I can't really see who's all there yet. But I see some people coming in. Hey, Shantae. We got Jamil, Tawan, Trish. Hey, hey, hey. Good afternoon. So listen, this is what I want to talk about. The question I have for my peeps today, the question I have today is, do you really want it? Do you really want it? And the reason why that question came into my head is because the bottom line is I've been talking to parent managers all week. Hey, cousin. I've been talking to parents all week that want to level up. Hey, Sister Katrina, that want to help their child start a business, help their child launch something new, do something amazing. Hey, Regina. And all week long, and probably it's been over a week, I've been doing these phone calls, right? And they're not strategy calls, they're just connection calls, just to kind of get a feel for whether or not they want to work with me in raising a mogul. I'm launching, in the process of launching the second cohort of the Brand Strategy Lab, the Young Mogul Brand Strategy Lab. I actually changed the name. We had to put the Young Mogul in there, you know what I mean? Um, so that's what's been going on. That's what I've been talking about. If you're in the Raising Mogul community, you've seen me do lives, you've seen all the promo. Like, really, it's a thing, right? So what I've been doing is having people connect with me, book a call with me. Let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on. So if you see me looking up and down, let me just say this. I have my webcam going and I'm on my laptop. So I'm like trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be looking. So bear with me as you see me going all over the place, but I'm gonna get it right. I just got a new setup. I got the mic here and I got the webcam there, and I'm just like, okay, Facebook, help me out. Technology. So it's working, but I just got to figure out how I'm supposed to work it. So anyways, so I've been talking to amazing parent managers. I sent an email out actually yesterday or the day before, saying that I had 544 people actually connect with the Brand Strategy Lab, and want to learn more about it. But I've probably talked to, if I include today, probably a little like close to 40 parents, close to 40 parents that are looking to help their young mogul level up. What the Brand Strategy Lab is actually a lab where we're going to formulate their success. They get to spend a full 3 months with me, lifetime access to the program. But really, I work to lay out a lot of the procedures, the framework, and the process that I went through over the last 10 years helping my daughter Zandra build her brand. Like I said, she started when she was 9. She's 19 now, so I'm an OG in this. We started. I'm 10 years in, y'all. 10 years in. And the bottom line is I spent a lot of time. I made a whole lot of mistakes. Like, that's where all of this comes from. Like, I spent a lot of time making mistakes, trying to figure it out, trying to get her out there, build a brand, make money, be seen, all this stuff that's overwhelming so many of us. Even if it's not even for your child's brand, if it's for your brand, like, and it's a struggle. Let's just say that it's a struggle. There's so many small businesses that are launching every single day. And some of the things that we're doing we're just repeating what we see other people doing. We don't really know what the foundation of building a business really is supposed to look like. We have no idea. So we're just emulating, copying, or, just, walking behind someone. And as they do it, we do it too. And that's the bottom line, right? Is that the best way to build a brand? Absolutely not. But can you get to where you want to be doing that? Possibly, but it also depends on what your goals are. So that's why I wanted to have this conversation and say, like, what do you really want? After talking to almost 40 parents this week, I think it was like 37 people. I don't know. And I had a couple calls this morning, and then I have more calls this afternoon. But after talking to these parent managers and, these people, the question that keeps going back, like I'm just going back and forth with, is like, do you really want it? Do you really want it? Because here's the thing. We show up and we say, I have all these things I really want. Like, I want a huge brand. We want to make $10,000 a month. I want products on the shelves of stores. I want my child's voice to be heard across the nation. I want people to pay them for their expertise. I want to be paid for my expertise. I want to teach people. I want contracts with the government. I want to be paid to do what I love. I want to leave my 9 to 5. I want to build my family legacy. I just want to have enough money too. All these different things. But then after the conversations, I come back to, do you really want it? Do you really want it? And so this leads me to like 3 things that I really want to talk about that we really have to stop doing, that we have to pull away from if we really want it. So the first question for you is, do you really want it? And I'm sure everyone's gonna be like, yes, I want it. This is what I want. This is my dream. And this is how I want my family set up and all that other stuff. That sounds great, but are your actions pushing you closer to that? Are you showing up that way? If I ask 5 people you talk to every single day or on a weekly basis, would they be like, yo, he or she, like, she's grinding because she wants it so bad. She's working towards it every single day. Like, this thing is going to happen. There's no way it can happen because she's working so hard for it. Like, would your people say that? Does your social media reflect that? Does, the books you read reflect that? The people you surround yourself, does it reflect that? What does your next level look like, for one? And for 2, do your actions reflect the fact that you're climbing there, that you're on your way there? Like, are you exhausted from trying to climb the stairs? Are you exhausted from, getting up there? You know what I mean? Trying to make it there. Do you ever have like information overload? Do you have moments where you have to like pause and just sort through it all? You know what I mean? Because you want it so bad. Like, that's what entrepreneurs experience. There's valleys in this thing, just like there's peaks in this thing, but the valleys is where our character is built. The valleys is where, like, those grit moments, those moments where we have to take the risk and put it all on the line, where everybody else thinks we're crazy, but we're like, nah, I'm betting on me. I'm betting on mine. Like, how many moments have you had like that in the last year? And if the answer to all the questions I just asked you are none, or no, or absolutely not, or I don't even know what you're talking about, then you don't really want it. You don't really want it, because people that really want it are willing to do whatever it takes to get it. And that's the bottom line. They're willing to do whatever it takes to get it. And I gently say this when I talk to parents on the phone. Like, you say you want, it's like, oh, hey, as my conversation starts, it's like, how can I help you? How can I support you? And then it transitions into me understanding their challenges, understanding what they've tried before, what what things have worked, what didn't work, and then me sharing how I can help, and it's just an easy conversation. It's not all salesy and weird. It's just like, okay, well, that's great. You say you want to do this. So, for example, you want your child to be a speaker, right? You want your child to be paid to match their value. You want them to show up in rooms full of people and people to listen to the sound of their voice in exchange for money. You might call it something else, but I'm telling you, that's what it is. Like, I don't care how much value they bring. I don't, like how many books they've written, how many people are in the seats. The bottom line is there needs to be an exchange of value. You want yourself or your child to show up, and then there'll be a check cut in their name, right? Or your name. That's it. I'm sure there's a lot of, there's a big mission and a why behind it, but that's not what I'm talking about. I understand that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you want to be paid. So what have you tried? Like, these are the questions I ask. Like, what have you done? Like, has your child had speech coaching? Do they practice this talk? Do they have a signature talk? Do you have a proper fee schedule mapped out? Have you consulted with anyone? If the answer to all those questions are no, who have you asked? Have you reached out to other people that have built successful speaking businesses to put your child in the room with them, or to get yourself in the room with them, so that way you can understand the ins and outs of how this service industry works when it comes to building a speaking brand? Are you showing up on social media and, promoting yourself for them, saying, this is what I offer? So many of us are wondering why people aren't paying us, or wondering why we're not selling anything, or people aren't buying anything. But then when I look at your social media, I'm like, you're not selling anything. You can't be mad because people aren't buying anything, but you're not selling anything. You're not promoting yourself. Why? Because a lot of us don't know how. So, the first question is like, what are you doing to get there? And what does that look like? Or are you doing this? Are you spending a whole lot of time looking around, watching what everybody else is doing? And I go back to, I already said, copying what they're doing, hoping that it works for you. You're not real clear. You don't know if you should be selling what you're selling, or you should be talking about what you should be talking about. You're just going to show up and be like, no, this is my brand. I made a Facebook page. I have an Instagram page. I took some amazing pictures, and now I'm ready to go. And then 3 months later, you're like, oh, it didn't work. I tried. It didn't work. Because you tried to copy what everybody else was doing, but you still never really got clear about what the heck you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like, do you really want it? It's a lot of this. There's a lot of probably going to be a lot of little ouchy moments in what I'm saying, but it's the truth. And these are real conversations I've been having, because I'm not here. I didn't build the Raising a Mogul platform so that I can be on the phone with, or cater to, or talk to, or service parents that don't really want it. No, we have a free community where y'all can come and hang out and look around and just feel the support. If your child's selling cookies, or, old toys or books or whatever at the state fair, or the farmer's market, or something on a smaller scale in your area, congratulations. That's amazing. That's amazing. So there's a place in the Raising Mogul community for you as well. However, if you want to spend time with me, we're going to the next level. Like, that cookie that they're selling is no longer going to be just a cookie. It's going to be a cookie program, a cookie product, a cookie experience. You know what I mean? Like, that's how my brain works. And for that, I'm not going to say that. Anyways, I almost said it, but I'm not gonna say that. So, like, that's the level I'm talking about. Like, so do you really want it? So we don't even have anything to talk about if you don't really want it, So I love my parents. I love the parents in my community. I love what's, this new excitement for young entrepreneurship, and, teaching our kids how to build, legacy and wealth now, creating opportunities for them to really shine and walk in their greatness, and, be around other entrepreneurs, and really discover what this world is like, while they still have a lot of time to make a lot of decisions, whereas, the average person doesn't even think about starting a business until they get out of college, or some other tragic things happen in their life. Then it's like, oh, now I saw everybody else online doing it. I'm 32. Let me try it. So no, our kids are starting now, and we're changing, we're shifting the environment around them to welcome them and their new businesses, their new brand, this new ecosystem of entrepreneurship. And you can do it now. You don't have to wait until for somebody's permission, or until they allow you in. You can create your own, right? You can create your own. So that's what the Raising a Mogul community is all about. But so I want to tell you about these 3 things that I see I see every day. I see these things. So remember, we're talking about, do you really want it? And I'm sure all of you that are watching me, you do, and you're making steps towards it. So if I'm not talking to you, then that's fine. But I'm talking about the other people then. Let's say that. Okay, I'm talking to the other parents, the other people, the other wannabe entrepreneurs that say they're in it and they're grinding, but they don't really know what the heck that even looks like, right? Like, so one of the things is, I already mentioned, I see people looking around. Like looking around. Like, not like you walk into a room of successful, amazing people and you're looking around at the opportunity and you're trying to decide which opportunity you're going to step to first and pitch yourself. I mean, looking around, like sitting on your couch, sitting at your 9 to 5, sitting in your car in the carpool lane, or laying in the bed at night, scrolling, watching, and wishing. That's the looking around I'm talking about. The looking around that keeps you stuck, that keeps you in a place of fear, self-doubt, and that I don't know if I'm ready for that. You know, that's the looking around I'm talking about. That looking around that cripples you to the point where all you can do is look, but you cannot move. It keeps you stuck. Watching other people can keep you stuck. You know why? Because you see somebody do it this way and you're like, oh, I should try that too. Then you invest the next 3 days trying to figure out how to do that too. And it wasn't really for you to do. It wasn't your thing. Then it's like, oh, he's doing that. I wonder if I should try that too. And so we're already working on the one thing. Now we don't add it on 6 other things this week because somebody else is doing it and they said that it made them money or they saw some level of success with it. That's not how it works, guys. The looking around doesn't build a brand. It doesn't build a business. What builds a brand and a business is you, your child, your passion, the value you bring, the skill set that you were born with or that you've developed in your experience, right? That's where it starts with. It starts with you. What value do you bring? How can you be the solution to somebody's problem today? And then you'll get paid for it. Instead of copying someone else or watching someone else, we need to sit still with ourselves and figure out, what are we willing to bring to the table? What risk are we willing to take so that we can serve that person that is waiting for us to show up? But as long as you're looking, you're not serving anyone. You're just looking and copying and spinning your wheels. And then here we are, now it's a year later, and you're still trying to figure it out. But guess what you do have? You have some nice pictures. You do have a Facebook page. You probably got 1,000 likes or so. But what's the purpose? What's the real mission? Do you really want it? But building a solid foundation, building a brand looks like the work behind the scenes first, the ugly pieces, the sitting down with a packet of paper or a sketch pad and writing it all out, and challenging yourself, pushing and pulling and stretching yourself to get to the point where you're like, this is good. Like this would have helped me 5 years ago. This would have helped me 6 months ago. So I know it's going to help somebody else, the one person you're talking to. We have to stop looking around and we have to focus on the one thing. And if we keep looking around, guess what? Time is passing. Here we are, you guys. It's getting ready to be the holidays again. I cannot guarantee you last year around Black Friday or the holidays or Christmas, you were like, oh, next year I'm going to have mine. I'm going to sell mine and we're going to blow it up. And going into 2019, this is going to be my year and I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to serve the people and I'm going to set up my nonprofit and I'm going to finally get those things off the shelf and start selling them. Or I'm going to finally take the time out for me. I'm going to finish writing my book. I know you said it because so many people say it. Because I said a lot of that stuff, but here's the difference. I've done it. I've done it all. And the things that I haven't done yet are on the way. I'm walking into 2020 with a whole new list. There's no something's jumping up on the list because I didn't accomplish it. I'm walking into 2020 with I'm leaping, flipping, jumping, dancing into 2020 with a whole new list. And when I tell you one thing, I look at the list and it scares the crap out of me. And that's great. That's what I want. You know why? Because in my experience, all the things that I've done that were really super scary when I wrote them down, Those were the bangers. Those are the ones that made me the most money. Those are the ones that got me the biggest, the largest, most incredible visibility. And those are the ones that when I started working on them, I built the best relationships because I was able to connect with other people that were also really, really scared, and we worked through it together. But what we didn't do is we didn't stay stuck just looking. We didn't do that. We're not doing that. You know what I mean? So let me see what's going on here. So, hey, Hilda. Yeah, she said, so Hilda says the work is done behind the scenes. That's absolutely right. With a team, you have to have a team. She said she refuses to stay stuck. Hey, Candace, welcome. Hey, girl. So yeah, so like you're listening to me today, and it's partial frustration, but it's also more inspiration is what I want. I want to inspire you to do something different. It's September, you guys. We have to do something different. If you really want it, you have to do something different. Not different that somebody else is doing, but different that you want to do, that you need to do. You understand what I mean? Like, it has to be big. It has to be bold. We can't keep just walking, just dipping our toe in and trying it a little bit and then being like, girl, they wanted me to stay for 2 extra hours. What? It's so interesting. I was talking to another, one of the parents in the Elite League of Parent Managers Mastermind yesterday, and we were talking about how amazing it is that, hey, Mama Yvonne, hey, Belinda, Chanel, Terry, we were talking about how hard so many of us rock for our 9 to 5, 3 to 7, 3 to 11, 7 to 11, whatever your shift is. For your gig, for your sponsor, right? We will work. Like, it's you're supposed to get off at 4, and then like, oh no, I need you to stay and do this, and this. And you're like, all right, I'll do it. And you show up, do the job, you show up great, right? But in your own business, for your own dream, you get tired, you want to take a nap. You're like, I'll do it tomorrow. Not this weekend. This weekend is, the jazz, shig, bang, bang, whatever. And I bought a new outfit weekend. Okay. Do you really want it? It's interesting how hard we find it, how hard it is for us to work towards building our own. But for somebody else's, man, we'll go crazy for it. Why? Because we're getting a check. And that's the expectation. We read the job description and they said we had to do all this in exchange for this. So even if you have to write your own self a job description, do it. Stick to it. As an entrepreneur, it's our job to do the work, regardless. If you really want it, you have to do the work. It doesn't matter. You have to pat yourself on your back, on your own back, or you find a tribe of other people working just as hard as you, so they can encourage you and inspire you and keep you moving. Oh yes, Candace says congratulations to all the Raising a Mogul parents, the bestseller. Yes, thank you, Candace. I appreciate that. We sure did. We came out the gate with the Raising a Mogul manual. So if you haven't had a chance to check out the manual, you should. You can go right to Raising a Mogul manual. We have a Facebook page for that. But that is the book that myself and many other parent managers and couples, you as single parents, married parents, we got together and we wrote the manual. On becoming the transitional piece, or the transformation, I'll say that, from going from a parent to a parent manager. And what does that really look like for a lot of our families? So that's an amazing book. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, you really should. And if you're raising a mogul or you're wanting to raise a mogul, it's actually a play-by-play for you to do so. That's right, Terry. It's true. It's a great idea. So job description, like what are you supposed to be doing? And then write the job. How about this? Take it one step further. Write the job description for the other people you're about to hire. Because if we don't start looking forward, instead of looking around at what everybody else is doing, we need to start looking forward at what we really want to do and start putting the systems in place to actually get there. But so many of us are so stuck watching him, watching her, watching them build, right? Or we're stuck helping somebody else build theirs. But then we come home to ours And we realized it really ain't nothing because you didn't put anything in it. You didn't make it anything, you know? So that's the first thing, you guys, is the looking around. You know, the looking around just drives me insane. And I can always tell when people are looking around, you know, I can tell is because the more time they spend looking around, the more randomness pops up on their social media feed of now I'm getting ready to. Now I'm gonna be the new. Like, you know, people that they're selling something different every single week, or they're positioning themselves different every single week as a different something thing because they think this time it's gonna work. You know what I mean? And like, I love, you know, and it's a good thing that they have the drive to try something new, but it's a very, very bad thing that they can't stay focused on the one thing. And when I say try something new, I'm not talking about doing the work for something new. I'm talking about just making it look like we're doing something new by announcing it to the world and hoping people will buy it. And then you want to slip in my inbox and tell me you got something new and you're doing something amazing. And I'm like, well, what about the amazing thing you did last week? Supposedly. What about the other amazing things that you were selling or you were pitching or you were trying to do? What happened with that? Oh, okay. So now it becomes to the point where I can't believe you. I can't buy into you because I don't know who you are and I don't know what you're doing because you're not focused on the one thing. Exactly, Terry. Terry says, make your thing a thing. That's it. Hey, Shannon. Terry says she uses her tribe to keep her focus, and Terry's a member of both our Brand Strategy Lab, Young Mogul Brand Strategy Lab, and also the Elite League of Parent Managers. So she understands the value of investing and the value of a tribe, really. Like, you need people around you that are going to rock with you until the wheels fall off. Not just people that are going to sit around you and eat your food. You know, might give you a ride or bring over a drink or be like, girl, I brought the CD or I brought the wine. No. I'm talking about people that will kick your butt if you didn't do what you say you were going to do. People that are like, look, I know you tried, girl, and good for you. However, these are all the things that you need to improve on, because that right there was not it. But at the same time, they will celebrate you to the end of time. They will push you out into the world. They will post your stuff, share your stuff, buy your stuff, support your stuff, and then rally around you, whether it's good or bad, just so we can all get to the next level. Hilda, listen, I'm like, you're all in my head. So Hilda's another one of our Elite League parent managers. I see Belinda here. Hey, Lakia. So Hilda said you have to know when to get help. So actually, that's one of the three things, you guys, is that, and what I said is you have to stop acting like you know everything. That's what I was thinking. Hilda's very nice. You have to know when to get help. You have to stop acting like you know everything. Cut it out. I know a lot of us parent with ego. I know a lot of us are like, yo, I am a dope artist. I know exactly what I'm doing. You know, I make the best whatever, and people from all over are coming to see me. I got 45,000 shares, 60,000 views, whatever it is that you're amazing at. I believe you are amazing. However, you can't be amazing at everything. You just cannot. And that honestly, that was a struggle for me. You guys, you know, since we're being transparent here and y'all telling all the business, Hilda and Terry talking about getting punched in the face. That's true. Sometimes the truth hits you hard and you need people to be honest with you. But that was one of the things I struggled with when Xandris first started. Not even when she first started, because you guys, if you don't know the story, it took us almost 10 years to get to where we are now, from her kitchen table hobby to her now existing $1 million brand, almost 10 years. But listen, what I want to tell you, it was 5 years too freaking long, because I spent the first 5 years trying to figure it all out. I spent the first really 3 years just making a mess. I just was making a mess, you guys. Like, I did not know what I was doing. But I can say, because I'm a much-butted person and I have grown through I no longer, I don't care what people think. How about that? So I can say, I was a mess. But then while I was in it, I thought it was the best thing ever. Like, I was like, you can't tell me anything. I work in corporate America. I'm building other people's brands. I am, or businesses. I want to say a full brand, but I was building other businesses. I was helping other businesses open, you know, like I sent an email to something flying around in here. I sent an email out the other day talking about my days working as a restaurant consultant and my days helping other doctors and specialists build their, actually build their businesses. And when I say build their business, I'm talking about what carpet are we putting down? Which elevator system are we going to, like getting the rules, like of the building put together, scheduling the snow removal, like literally, building the business, not even then getting to the point where you actually have to hire, fire, policies, procedures, all that kind of stuff. But first we need walls, paint color, and carpet. Like I did it all of it from the rooter to the tutor. So there I was thinking, oh, I know exactly what the heck I'm doing. Really then? Really, did you, Tamara? Because it took you a whole 3 years to even get anywhere. Because I thought I knew it all. And that was a problem that I had to get over. I had to get over myself to the point where I had to, I just had to admit that I needed help. And that's it. Like Hilda said, I had to admit that I needed help, and I had to stop acting like I knew it all. And I can say this now looking back, but while I was in it, I didn't know that's what I was doing. I thought I was working for my kid, helping us build her brand and helping her live her dreams. And I was making a lot of headway. She was getting, she was slowly becoming a local celebrity. We were selling some product, but let me tell you what it was. It was really hard work. Like we were working so hard for so little, like going to events and vending, paying a $200 vending fee and making $225. And then you have to, when you calculate at the end of the day, we made $225. But it cost us $200 to be here. So we made $25, but then we all had to eat. So now we made -$48. Then you talk about gas money and nobody gets paid. That's not a success. But who was thinking about it that way? I was thinking about it like, we're here, we showed up, we sold some product, people got to see you, you got an invitation to something else where you're going to go and speak for free, because I didn't know what I was doing. I thought her standing there smiling, showing off something that she handmade was the success. And it was a small piece of the success, but I had no idea that it was supposed to be so much bigger than that. I didn't know that beginning piece, that first 6 months piece, and how we operated in that first 6 months, even that first year, wasn't supposed to last 4 more years. It wasn't. Like, that was the beginning. Our middle was only like a year, because then we went to our now. Like, that's how fast we scaled. You know why? Because I got help. I hired a coach, consultants. I enrolled her into a program, and we figured it out. We started doing the work. I had to recognize that I was acting as if I knew everything, and I didn't. So if her goal was to be on the shelves of stores, I had never gotten a daggone nothing and no store. So how could I have the audacity to think that I was the best person to help her through all of that at the time? If I didn't understand e-commerce and I was still paying for a $14.99 Wix website and it was getting no hits, no conversions, we were getting like an order or two a month, how could and I did that for 2 years, at least 2 years. How could I be so arrogant to think that I don't need help? How? And then who was there to ask? There was nobody for me to ask. I mean, like, really, there wasn't. Because everybody around us was doing the same thing. They weren't making a ton of money either. They were at the farmer's market too, making the same $225 or maybe $400, and they took out their $300 expenses, so they made $100 more than we did. So what I had to do is I had to invest in the next level. I had to find the people. Okay, this is what I had to do. And I actually saw Stacia on here, and she's the owner of, it used to be Handcrafted Honeybee, and now it is Smarty Pits. And if you don't know Smarty Pits, you need to look it up. Huge brand now. But what I had to do was connect with people like her and the other makers that I knew were going somewhere or that wanted it bad enough, right? That really wanted it. And I had to start to see, well, okay, what did they do? What changed? Wait, hold on. How are they getting this information? So I didn't go and copy them. I asked questions like, you were able to do this, this, and this in the last 6 months. I saw you do that. How? Why? How did you do this? Tell me how can I be down? And then that's when the answers came. The answers came and they were like, oh, because I enrolled in this $5,000 program. Oh, because I paid 10 grants to so-and-so, and I, in 6 months, I've done what you've done in, some people have done in 6 years. I was like, oh, so the only thing that's stopping me between my child's now and her dream and where she's going, where I know I'm going to help her get, is $5,000. That's what you're telling me? Because I done spent a whole bunch, way more, probably 3 times as much struggling for the last 4 years. That's what in my mind. I was like, so hold on. I could have just paid $5,000 and got all the answers. And instead I've been over here struggling. Is that what you're trying to tell me? And once I realized that, I was like, you can't tell me nothing. Oh, I can pay somebody to tell me what to do? I can pay somebody to help me skip the line? Oh, okay. So for me, that looked like second job, third job, turning in the car, canceling the housekeeper, eating randomness, not, I had to pause the organic grocery shopping. Whatever the heck it looked like, I was willing to do it. It didn't even matter because I already knew what was getting ready to happen. I knew what was getting ready to happen because keep in mind, I really wanted it. But I didn't know what I didn't know. I had no idea that there was somebody that could teach me what I needed to do. I had no idea. I just thought I was, because when people tell you about being an entrepreneur, starting a business, you assume you're supposed to struggle. Like you assume. And it's like, well, how long? And they say the first small businesses, the amount of small businesses, what's the percentage of it's a high percentage of small businesses that fail in the first year, much less make it to 3 years. So I'm like, shoot, we made it past 3 years. You can't tell us nothing with this ugly packaging. I thought it was amazing. We thought it was amazing, but I needed to pay somebody to tell me it wasn't good enough. How about that? I needed to pay somebody to hurt my feelings, to make my child cry. And those tears, that disruption of our pattern, of our ignorance, of my arrogance, of my ego, is why this year she launched on 707 Target stores. I needed to be disrupted. I needed a reality check. I needed someone to be like, nah, that ain't going nowhere. And if you really want it, this is what you need to do over here. So what I did was I walked away from everything else I knew, and I was willing to start over. I had to be willing to start over. I had to be willing to have a hard conversation with her and say, look, with my family really, and say, look, if we really want it, this is what it looks like. It can't be cute anymore. It can't be cutesy. We're getting ready to go full force. And that looks like a year from now, you guys, this was in 2015. A year from now, you guys, we need to find the $10,000 so we can go to the trade show too. Because the brands that going are blowing up. We want to blow up too. We need to be where they are. We're not about to copy them, but we need to be where they are. And what I had to do as the parent manager is I had to hire who they were hiring or look for somebody comparable. I had to hire somebody because I didn't have the answers. And when you don't have the answers, you have to pay for them. And I don't care what anybody tells you. You can DIY it all you want. You can spend all your time looking and scrolling and grabbing every freebie. You can buy all the books. But until you sit down at the table with somebody that has done it, that has already been where you're trying to go, that has already done what you're trying to do, and they look you in your face and they tell you exactly what to write, exactly how to pitch, exactly what it looks like, exactly how to respond to the email, exactly how to show up, you're still going to be struggling. You're still going to be struggling. And that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. So we talked about, so really the purpose of this live is I want to share with you guys how I've been doing these calls, the fact that I've been doing these calls with parent managers for the last week, about a week and a half now. And I've talked to a lot of parents that say they really want it. And I'm just like, I don't think so. And what leads me to believe that they don't really want it is because they're still, this is the third thing, they still have a ton of excuses that are keeping them stuck. A ton. We have free will. We have free reign. We have choices. We have opportunities. We have options. And it's up to you to choose what works best for you. It's up for you to choose. But the choices you make, they have to start positioning you for your next level. They have to start pushing you closer, pulling you closer to where you say you want to be, to what you say you want. You cannot be comfortable. You can't be on the phone with me talking about, I'm not sure. Oh, well, that would mean, geez, I don't want to disrupt. Then you don't want to do the damn work. If it sounds like that, this is what I'm doing on the other end of the phone. Because I already know where the conversation is going, because I don't already talked to you for long enough. I already know where we're going. Because you're where I was 7 years ago. You're not ready. You're just not ready. And that's it. And that's okay. That's okay. If you don't really want it. But it's not okay if your mouth says you really want it, and you walk around your house and y'all are praying for it, and you told your kids you're going to get it, and you told your spouse or your auntie or your cousin or your mama or your daddy or everybody that's around you, and you've already declared that you really want it and you about to go get it, but yet you still standing still. Now it's not okay, because guess what that makes you? Y'all fill in the blank. Hilda says, say it one more time for the people in the back. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Hey, Josie. Hey, James. Hey, Tamika. Who else? Somebody else joined me. Barbara. Hey, Barbara. She's another Elite League parent manager. Belinda is here. Best way to stay focused the best way is to stay focused on your thing is to get help on everything else and go. That's it right there, Hilda. You got to focus on your things. And the stuff that you're not good at, you have to figure out how to outsource. But here's the thing. That concept is so far, it's far out there for so many people because they're afraid. Here's the thing. You can only understand what's right in front of you. You can only understand what's right in front of you. But then you go to dinner, you get on the phone you sit at the table with other people that are like, oh, no. Oh, I did that. Oh, I only had $5 last week, but then I did this, and this, and now I have 50, and then I'm about to buy in 2 weeks. I'm gonna have 100. Y'all over there like it just rocks your world. That's why so many people are doing multi-level marketing and whatever, because you go to the damn conference or the summit or the whatever, and they're like, oh, you can sell this. And she got the pink Cadillac, and they did. All you have to do is go to Purple Circle or Round 5 or be a diamond and sell 50 million of them. And then next thing you know, you'll get the donkey too, and the free trip to Honolulu. So then they start telling you what's possible, and you're like, whoa, this is possible. I'm about to sign up. I'm gonna be a diamond, and I'm gonna be in Honolulu with my donkey, and my family's gonna be set. Why you believe them, but you don't believe you? The only difference is if you're trying to walk in this thing and do this amazing thing for your family, and that thing that you know that you're meant to do by walking in your purpose, that things that align with your specific skill set or superpowers, right? So that you can go and change lives. The only difference is you haven't started talking to the right people that can make you feel like you can get to your next level. Those people that you see repping multi-level marketing and making money in those chain things and whatever, I'm not knocking any of it. I'm just saying the philosophy behind those things are genius. They put you together with other people that have made it to the next one, that made it to the next level, that got the pink Cadillac, that got the donkey, got the trip, got the award, and they sit you at the table with them and they tell you, and then your mind opens up and you're like, I can do this too. So let me tell you this. Imagine with what you have sitting in your gut, what you have in your mind, what you already know you're capable of, what you are already an expert in. And if you don't know what you're an expert in, call me. I'll tell you. I'll talk to you for 10 minutes and tell you. Imagine with all the stuff you have right now, imagine connecting that to other people that are also just as hungry, that say that they want it and that are really working for it. How your mind will unlock in the same way. It's all about positioning. You have to be next to other people going after it. You have to be next to other people that are hungry and that are willing to hunt regardless. But if you're sitting around, everybody is full like fat cats, no dreams, no desires, no nothing. They're sitting around scrolling and looking and talking crap in inboxes and watching what she's doing, and she thinks she all, whatever the heck it looks like. If you're stuck, and at the summit, if you're at the summit, you know what I call that? I call that the chicken behavior, right? If you're stuck with the chickens, you cannot see what's possible for you because you're at the wrong table. That's why so many people buy into the multi-level marketing and end up being Avon, Mary Kay, or whatever, because they have a system that makes you feel like it's possible. They make you feel like you can do anything, and they hand you over all the work, all the stuff, and now all you got to do is show up on social media and say what they told you to say. But those people work hard. I'm telling you, selling jewelry, selling skincare, selling whatever the heck people be selling in a pyramid type MLM, it's hard. They work hard. So the people that make their money, that are making their millions, that are showing up on social media and running Facebook ads, good for them. They deserve it because that stuff is hard. But let me tell you what else is hard. Building your own dream. If you ask me, it's even harder because there is no blueprint most of the time for what's in your soul. But there is help. There is help. There are other people like you that want to do it badly, that are willing to work for it, that are willing to work towards it. And they're also willing to, guess what? Support you through it. There's nothing better than having other people run just as hard and as fast as you. It sucks to be the only one. It really freaking sucks to be the only one. And as parents, and it looks like I got a lot of moms here, you know what it's like to be the only one that cleans the bathroom, the only one that does the dishes, the only one that has to cook all the time. It sucks. That's what it's like. You know what I mean? But when you find the tribe and you find a community of other people that are willing to support you through it, regardless, even whether it's a good day or a bad day, man, you don't let it go. Listen, she was talking about chicken heads. It's funny, but it's the truth. Like, tell me when I started lying, you know? So this all started, you guys. So if you're coming on late, or coming in now, rather, you're never late. If it's coming in now, I just want you to know that this is all coming from me having all these phone calls with these parents all week. And I'm not knocking them. I love my community. I love the Raising a Mogul community. I love parents. I love people. I just love people. But I feel like it's a part of my duty. You know, a part of my purpose is to help people see their full potential, to help people see what's really possible. I find I get energy from listening to someone say, oh, I'm just going to start I'm going to start a pen business. You know, I'm going to start selling gray pens. I mean, y'all always know I go to pen. I always, my go-to scenario, fake scenario, is a pen, because I always got one on my desk. But, and after speaking to them for, 15 minutes, I'm able to turn what they thought was just a pen business into a full-on experience where they can serve their people, where they can not only make money for themselves and their family to build their family legacy, but they can turn it into programs and services and all kinds of other products, and it becomes a brand, a full experience, and they get booked for it, and they become the authority and within their niche, and they gain influence. All of it starting with one pen. You know what I mean? Like, that's where my energy comes from. I love to show people and for people to experience the idea and the possibility of greatness, and a lot of us, there's nobody talking to us about that. No one's speaking that into us. No one's telling us what's really possible and showing us, how it really can be done. Instead, we spend most of our time thinking about why we can't do it. Like I said, the excuses are keeping us stuck. We talk about, I don't have the money. What else did you buy you didn't have the money for? When's the last time you were at a store and you really, really wanted it and you figured it out? You know what I mean? Some of us got $300-400 hairdos. Some of us still managed to get our nails done. Some of us still managed to get the purse or to get the shoes or go on the vacation because all the girls are going. What do you really want? And what are you willing to sacrifice to get it? That's really what it's all about. Do you really want it? Belinda said it sucks. It does suck. And Terry, I agree, it's absolutely scary. I'm still tripping on Shiva and her chicken heads comment. That's what it's all about. We're egos around these parts, right? So, you guys, I just, I like to come live when I feel it. And I was feeling it today because I was like, I need to talk to my people because I need y'all to know that even those of you that are watching me, hey, Amber, Amber is the scholarship queen. If you need to get your child some scholarships to transition it from high school to college, you need to get with her. She's amazing at what she does. She is a superstar, and she's, guess what? Very, very young in what she's doing. She's very experienced. She's absolutely an expert. But when I say young, meaning she came out the gate swinging. She did not wait for anyone to give her permission for anything. She graduated from college and was like, this is what I'm about to do. And that's what you're hoping to build for your children. That's what I'm building for my kids. I want them to feel strong enough to just go after whatever it is they want. No excuses, no extra elongated looking around, no staying stuck and not pretending like we know everything. We have to move forward, Absolutely, Amber. I wouldn't shout you out if I didn't believe it, girl. I believe it. So yeah, I was just feeling it, after talking to all these parents. And like I said, I love my community, but what I want you guys to know, those of you that are watching and that are listening, that have been rocking with me the last however long I've been live, there are people around you that are how do I want to say this, that really want to do something amazing. They really want to do something amazing, and they're watching you do what you're doing. They're watching you walk in your greatness, and you are an example for them. Someone is always going to be watching. That's why those of us that are doing what we're doing, we need to show up every single day, show up and stand in our power, and be the example for what exactly is really possible. Be the example for what's possible. I'm not saying I want you to entertain every single inbox that you get and give people all your information and your expertise for free. I'm just saying, keep your hearts and your mind open to the parent, to the entrepreneur, to the wannabe entrepreneur, for the person that's still sitting on the couch, that's looking, that's stuck, that's making excuses, and that thinks they know it all. Just be aware that they're watching you. Just be aware that they're watching you. And doing that, you're actually servicing a whole bunch of people without you, and you don't even know it. You're helping somebody, and I talked to, we actually had a conversation in the Elite League on one of our coaching calls. I think it was last week or this week. And we talked about how sometimes as entrepreneurs, we get selfish, and as business owners, and as we're starting to move towards our destiny, we get more and more selfish. I say we get selfish, but people see us as selfish because we don't have time for the shenanigans and all the nonsense that we used to entertain, because we're moving in different circles. And the people we're connected to now, they're not talking about that dumb stuff. They're not spending time doubting or dogging other people out or trying to figure out why she wore that. Nobody has time for that. We're having money-making conversations. We're having like mindset building conversations. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. However, it is important for us to understand that people are watching and that we cannot be selfish, so selfish that we get so involved in what we're doing that we're not showing up. We're not showing up so that we can serve the people that we're meant to serve. Sometimes you get so focused on building something, creating something, you're in the kitchen, you're in the lab, you're making it. But then it's like, okay, now I need to get it out there. Now I need to tell somebody. Now I need to go ahead and finish writing the book. Now I need to go ahead and launch it. Now I need to go ahead and make a post about it. Some of us are stuck on that stuff too. You know what I mean? Like we're scared. But that's why, once again, you need a tribe. So we can't be so selfish that we have all this amazing talent and we're keeping it just for ourselves, or we're sharing it only with a few people by, inbox me and I'll send you an invoice. Well, why? What about all the other people that need your help? What about them? By you not promoting yourself, you're promoting your service, but not understanding how to do it right as you scale your business, you're leaving a whole lot of other people out there without you. They need you too, So there's different ways. So we have to be selfish, but we can't be so selfish that we're holding ourselves back and we're not serving our people. Shiva, the EBT conversation. Listen, that was a whole thing, and it is a whole thing. But this is how things happen. So Shiva's talking about the elite league, right? And it's very similar in the brand strategy lab. Something crazy, like a crazy idea will happen, or someone will put something on your radar, right? In a normal setting, right? It's like, girl, we having drinks over this. That's hilarious. Ha ha ha. Someone wants you to go ahead and open up a bakery, right? A whole like storefront. Someone said that. That's funny. Imagine that, girl. Ha ha ha. Right? That's your normal people. That's the average, right? That's the chicken conversation. But the elite or the brand strategy lab conversation goes like, ha ha ha. You know what? You might want to look into that. Hold on one second. And now everybody scurries and everybody comes back with a way that you can make it happen. And not just make it happen, but make it happen this quarter. Am I lying? Shiva, Hilda, Belinda, Terry, that's what happens. Because that's what happens when you have a tribe. They see the possibilities even when you're still trying to figure it out. You're still like, should I do it? I was thinking, I was wondering, and boom, they done already gave you the, like, here's the application. Belinda done already gone live 4 times and told you what you need to do. And I'm over here like, now you better. Now you don't have no excuse because everybody else is rocking with you. It's like, you're not in this alone, right? So it's just hilarious. I'm not even gonna tell you what she's talking about fully because it's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a big one. Let me see who else I missed. So true. Someone is always watching rather than you see them. Yeah, someone is always watching. You're absolutely right. Someone is always watching all the time. Belinda's like, stop, Shiva. Actually, we're having the EBT conversations. Eat better today, LOL. That's funny. I love it. Yeah, it is going to happen. And that's it. That's the thing. It's like really positioning yourself around other people where you know what's going to happen. Once again, I go back to those multi-level marketing or those ready-made brands, or people do franchises. Why? Because it comes with a community. It comes with a community. You know what I mean? So anyways, you guys, I had a good time talking to y'all. Y'all give me life. You give me energy. So when I went live, the purpose of this conversation was, was the question I asked is, do you really want it? And these are the 3 things that I've been talking to people about. And these are the things I've been seeing every day. And I've been coming out in these conversations I've been having with parents. And the 3 things are: the looking around is keeping people stuck. The excuses are keeping people stuck. And acting like we got it all figured out. Acting like we don't need help. You show up every day. I'm going to say it again because that one gets me. Acting like you don't need help. Are you kidding me? I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you this. I'm going to leave you with this, right? I'm going to leave you. This is the last thing. I promise. No, I won't promise, but I'm going to say it anyways. I'm going to leave you with this. My child, I just told you guys, my child, kitchen table hobby to $1 million brand. No fluff. A whole lot of mistakes, a whole lot of trouble, a whole lot of blood, sweat, tears, falling up the stairs, falling down the stairs, trying to figure it out, right? Almost 10 years, you guys. Almost 10 years of hard work. My mission is to help other parents do what I did in half the time or less, right? But here I am sitting here. I sent an email out yesterday or day before. If you're on my email list, my emails come from me. I write my emails. Somebody asked me yesterday, I talked to a parent yesterday, and he was like, do you write your own emails? Spelling errors and all. Grammatic. Terry probably cringes when she reads my emails. Whatever. Like, that's it. It's me. Like, I write how I speak, right? And it's not always pretty, but whatever. You get my point. So yeah, I was talking to, 5,000 square feet, manufacturing facility. We don't have a studio anymore. We don't have a space anymore. We have a facility, a fulfillment center, a production center, a warehouse, right? From that's where I'm sitting. We're shipping to stores worldwide. That's where I'm sitting. And you know what? I still need help. As we grow, I'm reaching levels. Just this week, I got to a new level with Zandra where I almost couldn't breathe. Jimmy and I together were like, because as you elevate, as you scale, as you grow, it's harder to breathe up here. It's harder to breathe up there. The higher you go, the harder it is to breathe. And you have to get acclimated. You have to find people. You have to ask the questions. You have to settle in. You have to get comfortable. You like constantly. Here I was comfortable. I'm like, oh, we're rocking. We got this. We got this. And then we go up a little higher. Process starts all over again. A little higher. Process starts all over again. A little higher. Process starts all over again. You never get there until you sell. And then when you sell, I'm hoping you're selling to get to another amazing level. But the bottom line is, if you're real comfortable and it's always you're breathing easy and you're rolling around, with your shopping bags and living all glamorous and whatever your life looks like, that's temporary. Instagram stuff, that's temporary. But this behind the scenes, building an empire, making sure that my kids don't have to work, it's scary. It hurts. It stretches you. It nauseates you. It brings you to tears. It stresses you. There's moments where you're like, y'all all gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. That's what I'm saying. It's hard. But the problems that were hard for me 6 months ago, the things that I was dealing with 6 months ago, cake. I can do it in my sleep now. So I'm growing, right? The growth mindset is real. I'm growing. But the bottom line is I'm not where I want to be. So I still need help. I have a coach. The difference is, when we first hired somebody, when Zandra was 12, that program, when she enrolled into the University of Buffalo program, that was an investment. So you talk about $1,500 then to a $5,000 program, to a $9,000 program, to now hiring consultants that take percentages of your business. You're talking about paying somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to tell you what move to make next. That is scary. It's scary. But guess what? We're about to do it. We're going to do it. Why are we going to do it? Because we can't get where we're going, where we want to go, where she wants to be without it. And I understand that. You know why? Why do I understand that? Because I did it before. Every level of investment got us to another level that I never thought we'd get to. So who am I to think that we won't get where she really wants to be? I believe it. I know it. I see it. I feel it. I can taste it. So I have to keep moving. I can't keep looking around at every other skincare brand. I can't keep looking around at every other teenpreneur that's coming out the gate. I can't. I won't. She won't. I have no excuses. Excuses don't live here anymore. Nowhere are there any excuses. There's moments of pause, like overwhelm. Sometimes it's overthinking, but there's no excuses because I know what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? She knows what she's capable of. We know what we're capable of as a family brand. So we know what direction we're going in. So the excuses, we're way past that. And we're also way, way past the idea of pretending like we know it all. I know I don't know it all. And I know there are rooms that I have to pay to get into. And I'm willing to pay. I paid dearly over the last 2 years just for a seat at a new table. The room changes. Not the same table we're trying to sit at. We're trying to sit at different tables. And you have to pay for that positioning. And that's okay. It's okay. You know why? Because the $10,000 I invested last week, I guarantee you, because I'm a worker, it's going to make me $100,000 next week. Watch it. Watch me. I guarantee you. So because I've done it before, and you talking about flipping, that's how you flip shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do the work. You invest. You take what you learn, you do the work, you keep moving, you surround yourself with other people that are also moving, that are also working, that are doing the work, that have also invested. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And the whole time you're rinsing and repeating, it keeps getting harder to breathe. You get acclimated, you can't breathe, you get acclimated, you never have a chance to get real comfortable. I don't want to be comfortable. I want to be successful. I don't want to be comfortable. I want to make sure that we can continue to go, we can go on vacation and not pack anything. I want to make sure that my daughter owns her building. I want to make sure that my grandkids we can write checks for college. I want to make sure that, this thing that we're building will be here forever, as long as my daughter wants it to be here. It might not look like Zandra, the soap and lotion, but it will look like the Zandra Corporation some way. Whatever direction she wants to turn it into, it is going to happen because I'm setting it up that way. Let me see what I missed. Hey, Shay. Hey, Michelle. Welcome, welcome. Oh, this was for me. The stretch is Amber. The stretch is so real. And the thing about it is, we don't even, we think like the setting, okay, here's the thing. When you're starting a business, we think, and I was talking to my sister about this yesterday, doing the paperwork to start the business is a stretch. We think going out to the networking events and figuring out what to say to people is the stretch. Sometimes it is, but that's not the real stretch. The real stretch is when you land a damn contract, is when they hire you and you have to show up, when they book you and you have to figure out what to say. You know, when they, and then when they introduce you to somebody else and they're like, oh, can you come do this? Because I have 5 other things. And that one conversation turns into all of this, and it starts to multiply itself because you started moving. The universe started making things happen for you. As you move, the opportunities, the doors, remember I talked before about the doors just unlocking. As you move, the doors unlock. That's when the stretching, that's when the magic starts to happen. But until you stop looking around, and until you let go of all the excuses and admit that you don't know everything, you're not even moving. Nothing's going to happen until you do. You have to happen first. That's the bottom line here. Shiva says, I need co-packer status. Listen, for real, it's happening. It's going to happen. Listen, when we have a manufacturing facility, we were making 100% of our products in-house. Now, with the demand at the level we're at, we just can't. Like, I'd have to hire 50 people, like, seriously, and get a space twice the size in order for us to keep up with the orders that we're getting in now. And that's real talk. So part of what we do now is we have a relationship with manufacturers, co-packers. But if you had told me even 3 years ago that that's what we're going to do, no. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We want to create jobs. We want to keep everything in-house. That's what Xandra's dream was. She wanted to keep everything in-house. She wanted to create jobs. I couldn't see it. I knew people did that, but I was like, no, we want to maintain the integrity of the brand and blah, 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 of the products, and not thinking that there were ways around it. We can still maintain the integrity of the product and still have somebody else, another business that this is all they do is make lotion, all they do is make lip balm, support us so that we can land the bigger contracts. You know what I mean? Or land the bigger stores. Like, it's a leveling up process that until you go to the meeting, like until we went to Target in February, when we went to Target headquarters and sat down with the other brands that are in Target, huge brands. And they were like, oh, and you're like sitting there eating macaroni and cheese with a whole nother freaking millionaire. And they're like, oh yeah, we did that. Oh, we're full chain Target, and we're full chain Walmart, Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens, this, that, and this, and this. And then they're like, yeah, we struggled and our manufacturers were crappy and we had to do this and we had to do that. And oh yeah, we struggled with this, and we're in our 3rd round of funding because this round we have to at least get 5 million or we're not going to be able to keep up with our orders. Those conversations will change your life. Will change your life. When you hear that stuff, you're like, dang, I thought we had arrived. You ain't got nowhere yet, right? Thank God you haven't, because that just means there's so much more. There's so much more. But anyways, all right, guys, I am out of here. I have to go. We are in the middle of a huge production run for Xandra. We're actually in fulfillment for a huge order. And I once again, in my email, I sent this out with over 30,000 pieces. We're moving this weekend. They have to be shipped out of Xandra headquarters by Tuesday morning. They're going to stores across the nation, and it's a huge, huge deal. But I can't tell you yet. I can't talk to you about it probably until like mid-October. But you'll know soon. Trust me, you'll know soon. And that's just all part of the level up. And it's scary. It's like when the order comes in and you don't know how it's going to work or where you're going to get the money from, and you need $200,000 just to have the conversation, or $200,000 just for boxes. Yeah, it's scary. So I'm not talking to you about anything I don't know. I remember looking, ordering $20 worth of shea butter and it felt like I was doing too much. I remember placing a $160 order for her to make lip balm and thought I was doing too much. You know what I mean? I remember paying $200 for a vending spot. I remember paying $700 for a vending spot and thought I was doing too much. But I also remember paying $10,000 to be at a trade show, and I knew I wasn't doing enough. Talk about a mindset shift, right? It's a mindset shift. So everything you think you know now is only setting you up for your next level. I'm not talking about this level. If you're here, it's just your next level. And then the next level. And then the next level. And then the next level. And then as you start to get up to here, then that's when it starts to get harder to breathe. And you're like, oh, shoot, it's scary. And this is where most people, they hover around here and they stop investing, or they stop trying to get into the rooms because they get comfortable. They start making excuses. It gets good. We're able to go on vacation. I can get my hair did and my nails did, made a little money. You start doing things that aren't in line with the vision. You lose your focus on the one thing. And then next thing you know, you're here. And you can stay around here for the next 10 years. You can pass this to your kids possibly, and they can ruin it in 6 months after you die. Or you can keep rising and be here and have multiple empires built, lifelong relationships, and really do the damn thing. It's your choice. We all have a choice. So I ask you this question: do you really want it? Do you really want it? Once again, I want to tell you that I spent the last couple days, actually it's been about a week and a half, talking to parent managers, interviewing them for the application that I put out for the Brand Strategy Lab. I'm calling it the Young Mogul Brand Strategy Lab. This is the Brand Strategy Lab 2.0. We launched our beta in February, and it was amazing. And now I'm ready to kick it up, take it to the next level. It's basically all my systems, everything I did to get Xandra to where she is today, where we are today. And as I grow, my people grow. And that's the bottom line, because everything new I learned, if I learn it today, you better believe I'm about to teach it to you tomorrow, right? Because why wait? I want you to do what I did in half the time or less. So if you're interested in the Brand Strategy Lab, shoot me an inbox. If I've been talking to you, shoot me an inbox. Let's talk about it. Is there investment? Absolutely. You got to pay to get to where you want to be. That's it. I'm not playing. Don't inbox me if you thought I was offering you something for free, because I'm not. That's not me. You want it free? Join the Raising Mogul community. Ask your questions there. But if you really want it and you're really ready for it, and the investment is not so scary, your next level is not so scary that you're not willing to leap regardless and do what you have to do to get to where you want to be, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to talk to you. Amber, you are so awesome. Thank you so much. I'm super proud of you. You keep doing everything that you're doing. And if you need me, just shoot me a message, because I'm always here for you, boo. Always, always. So thank you, guys. The question on the floor today is, do you really want it? Hopefully this conversation has inspired you. It has sparked something in you. And if nothing else, given you an opportunity to sit still long enough to consider if your actions, if your movements are matching what you're saying, are matching what you say your heart desires, or matching what you say your soul, wants to accomplish. What is it that you want to do? And are you working towards it every single day? Are you focused on the one thing? Because I can't tell. If people can't tell, then you're probably not doing enough. You're probably not running hard enough, running fast enough, and doing enough. So I'll talk to you guys later. Once again, my name is Tamara Zantel. I'm the CEO and founder of the Raising a Mogul platform. Find us everywhere at Raising a Mogul. Find me anywhere at Tamara Zantel. Take care, guys.